Things are arguably falling apart in the Uganda People's Congress Party, the country's former ruling party under former President Milton Obote's government. The fresh internal fights are threatening to cause more harm to the already struggling 65-year-old political party that has debatably been already through the bad, the good, and the ugly. The fight between Jimmy Akena and Dennis Enap for supremacy in the UPC leadership structure is the root cause of the latest wars. Each of them believes they are legitimate leaders of the party. The matter is so deep that Jimmy Akena, who has served as UPC president since 2015, fired 3 commissioners of UPC electoral body on Tuesday and stated that he had parted ways with the party Secretary General Fred Ebil. But Ebil says he is still the Secretary General and has not been notified about his sacking even after he reportedly spoke with Akena late Tuesday.
To discuss about what was going on, and I have assignments to do as a Secretary General, and we've got work to do.
Akena has also accused President Museveni for allegedly meddling in the affairs of UPC and indirectly creating divisions in the party. But the party's Secretary General thinks otherwise.
We have had these differences since the 60s. So was President Museveni there during the 1964 delegate conference and the negative impact that it had and conflict that it brought? No. UPC has always had these challenges. How do we emerge out of it, and how do we learn from the past mistakes, historical mistakes, is what matters. Then we move forward.
On the other hand, Dennis Enap says he expects Akena to hand over office anytime from now.
What we are working on today and between now and Friday is having a peaceful handover of the national headquarters. And we want to have that conversation today with the Jimmy Akena administration that is outgoing.
I am taking full charge of the affairs here in Uganda headquarters, Uganda House headquarters, and I will be assigning specifically duties to the members of cabinet.
And then there's the question of the UPC delegates conference scheduled to take place on Saturday.
Now you're going to hear people screaming, no, they're going to, you'll find those trying to block the delegates conference.
Delegates conference that had been called by Jimmy Akena for this weekend has been called off. I'm going to make a formal communication for a lawful delegates conference in due course.
From 2020 until today, Jimmy has not called any delegates conference, to engage with and report, to the owners of the party. Until now, exposed on this, and is now calling an emergency delegates conference. So who's fooling who as far as this is concerned?
With all this confusion, is there a way out for UPC leaders to mend their differences?
That is possible. How Jimmy responds to this, as I said, I don't know, but it's more likely today than it was 12 months ago. How Peter Walupiri, in his escapade response, I don't know, but I also suspect that is much more likely for them today.
What happens between now and Saturday could determine if UPC will rise and walk again, or if the internal divisions will deepen even further. But one thing for sure is that UPC finds itself in a very disturbing situation in such a critical time when the country is heading to general elections. Daniel KIBET, NTV.